Hi guys, welcome back or welcome in if you're new to the channel. If you are new to the channel, do you consider subscribing? We would love to have you around. I'm gonna jump right in. This is a channel message that'll be for your highest good, and it's actually coming through it kind of in a tough love way. So, right off the bat, the spiritual guides are saying you are receiving guidance, you are deeply loved, and there is an essence of tough love to this message because what really came through was you are receiving guidance. However, that's coming through to you, it can be through these readings, but it's not so much about the readings right now. It's about either guidance that you've received that you decided not to really partake in, or guidance that you've received that you decided to ignore somehow. So that's coming through really strong. And the message that's coming through with it is you always have guidance around you and you are deeply loved by your spiritual team. But if you decide not to receive that guidance or listen to that guidance, well, then that's kind of on you, right? They're going to keep trying to give you messages and keep trying to give you nudges. But at the end of the day, it is completely of your own free will to actually accept and integrate that guidance into your life and into your journey. So, so they will send you messages, and you are being guided. But if you decide that you don't want to receive that, then they'll keep sending you the messages, and you can keep ignoring it, and you may keep repeating some of these lessons. The other message that's coming through with this message is we need to be really understanding and seeing these challenges, some of these challenges in our lives, as guiding spiritual lessons to help you not only veer you toward the path that your soul desires to go on to get you to that higher timeline, but also to help you to recalibrate, understand, relate, and then translate or get back and integrate whatever message that was coming through spirit. Okay, just like this one. So this is a message that is going to be shorter, but is a compound message of the message I did. Your guys are speaking loudly 3 or 4 readings ago. So that was, I think, too long, and so it didn't fall for a lot of people. A lot of people didn't pick it up because obviously it's just a long message. But there was a lot of divine insights. I'm not really going to touch on that too much. We're just going to jump right into this kind of recalibrated version of it that we're doing for you, because the messages in there were clear, the messages in there were important, but if there was too much information and not condensed enough, then people kind of trickled and fell off. And it was a very important message. It is very relevant for right now, and people need to hear it. Like I said, if you don't get this message or you don't want to listen to the guidance, by all means, peace be with you. But other than that, let's dive in. Oh, if you want deeper insights from this message, then you can go back and look at it. It's an hour long, but you can skip through and pick and choose what part you want more divine guidance or more insight on, and you can just go ahead and key in on that. I did want to say that the guys didn't even want me to really say that. They were like, hey, if they don't get the message, then they just didn't get the message, and that's just a lesson that they have to learn. So right off the bat, this reading is for those of you who are intuitive, aware, and spiritually aligned, okay? Yet quietly questioning why your growth feels slower than expected right now. Not because you're blocked, not because something in you is being recalibrated, okay? Okay, so if you've been feeling like you're doing everything right, but momentum hasn't caught up yet, this message is for you. The underlying energy is self-esteem, okay? Self-esteem, confidence, self-worth, self-love, pride, all of these things are in this card. This is a chakra insight reading, and It's really important, this self-esteem. Really, it's the self-worth. Okay, the card says self-esteem because it's a big part of our self-worth. If we have high self-esteem, then we hold ourselves in high regard, and we have self-worth. We understand that we are important, we are valid, and we are valuable. So we're not just going to let people walk all over us, and we're not just going to accept whatever in life. And we, aren't afraid to let those go who don't view us as A, important, as B, relevant, as 3, valued. So, huge message coming through there. The foundation of this reading is self-esteem, not confidence, but self-trust and self-worthiness. So this isn't about thinking more positively. It's about believing your inner signals before you seek confirmation outside yourself. Many of you are still checking for signs, checking for validation, checking whether you're allowed to move forward. Your guides are saying you already know enough, okay? You already know enough. You're receiving guidance, okay? Guidance is present here. It's present here. This card is guidance. Guidance is so present, but it's quieter than you expect, okay? And it's coming in ways that maybe you're not expecting so easily. You're not being ignored. Don't ignore your guidance. You're being trained to discern instead of depend. If you've been asking, am I doing this right? Should I wait? Is this a line? The answer is what feels calm is a line. What feels urgent is not. Period. Okay? Gut instincts is our next card that came out. This is where things sharpen. Okay? Your intuition is not subtle right now. It's precise. The issue is not hearing it. The issue is hesitating to act on the first signal and waiting for a second or third confirmation. Your body already knows what drains you, what excites you, what feels neutral but expandable. Trust the first knowing. All right? The next card is desires. I'm going to cover up any parts of the cards that don't fall in YouTube compliance. All right? So these are desires. Your desires are not distractions. They are directional data. Some of you were taught that wanting more means you're ungrateful or impatient. This card, desires, corrects that belief. Desire doesn't mean lack. Desire means readiness, okay? Desire doesn't mean lack, it means readiness. So ask yourself, what do I want? Without explaining or justifying it. That answer matters. It matters. So the hidden influence, insight. This card confirms something important, okay? You're seeing more than you are saying out loud. You know more than you are admitting, okay? And insight is already integrated internally. Now it needs expression. That might look like simplifying your message, setting a boundary, changing how you show up, speaking more directly. Clarity doesn't come from waiting. It comes from using what you already see. Very important, this closing integration. This is not a time for intensity. It's a time for refinement. You don't need more information, more signs, more effort. You need cleaner choices, clear expression, grounded follow through. When you trust yourself, momentum follows. So our next card out is home. This is creating a sacred space for yourself. This is making sure that our home reflects who we are and adds to our calm, our recalibration, our central nervous system being intact. This is making sure that we are surrounding ourselves in our residence with things that uplift us and make us feel calmer and not more urgent and rushed or decluttering, so that our space is free for energy to move around, for us to move around, and for new things to move in to our lives that fulfill us on a deeper level. The other card that came out was sound. This is us using our voice to express our desires, using our voice in the correct way, saying things correctly, talking to the correct people, and then holding back from those who are not aligned with us, maybe. No longer engaging in those conversations that leave us feeling drained, that leave us feeling invalid, that leave us feeling as though we didn't matter, that leave us feeling like we're being bamboozled, deceived. Also, this is us stating our intentions clearly, using our voice as the energetic projection and calibration to speak our creation, our reality, our desires into the universe, and to trust that our sound and our vibration is creating the life we want to see. Okay? The next card that comes out is action. Now, action and sound are how we create and manifest our world, right? We use our sound, our voice to establish relationships or to cut the cords from relationships. We use our actions to manifest our desires. So this card is about movement. It's about perseverance. It's about discipline. It's about motivation. And more importantly, it is about making the right choices and then taking those intuitive actions, those inspired actions, and trusting our gut instincts, trusting our intuition, trusting our guidance to lead us to take the right actions. And these actions, taking the right actions, will increase our self-esteem. The more that we actually act upon the way that we feel, the more that we act upon those divine insights, the more that we act upon those intuitive nudges, the more confidence we have in ourselves. The last card, again, I'm going to cover up for no compliance issues, is physical health. This is so important right now because a lot of us are not eating well. We're not sleeping well. We're not giving our body the time or the focus and the nurturing and nourishment that it truly desires. It deeply desires that. And let me tell you something. What the guides have brought in with this card is when we eat correctly, when we nourish our bodies correctly, when we actually take the time to make sure we have meals, when we have enough rest, that increases our self-esteem. When you put the energy, and the body is accepting energy, it's memorizing what you do, it's memorizing how you feel, it's memorizing what this made us feel like. And when we aren't putting that amount of care, love, nurturing, support, and self-worth and value into our body is remembering that, and it's ingraining that energy into us, and it's accepting that as our reality. It's accepting that as we don't care about ourselves. And then the body is sending impulses through these actions that we've taken upon ourselves, and that action, inaction, not eating, not resting, these are actions to the body, just as much as resting, just as much as eating nourishing food. Well, it sends impulses through your central nervous system up to your brain that causes depressive thoughts in you. It causes non-beneficial thoughts. It causes negative internal dialogue. It causes you doubting your actions. It causes you doubting your gut feelings. It causes you doubting your guidance. It causes you doubting your sound, doubting your voice, doubting that you can manifest your desires. So a big message coming through is to trust your physical body, listen to your intuition, and help your body to really be healthy, nourished. Feed yourself the right foods, get yourself enough rest. Understand that rest and nourishment are a huge part of your well-being. Take those inspired actions. If you feel like things are stagnant and they're not moving, you don't have to go out and rush them. Do something childlike. Go back to your youth. Go back to something that makes you happy. Go back to something that just made you smile to do it. Whether that's singing, whether that's dancing, whatever that action was for you, go back and do that. Or do something spontaneous. Do something, switch your energy up. When you switch your energy up, it breaks up the stagnant energy in the body. It starts sending new impulses and different thought patterns to the mind, and you wake up instead of shut down. This has been a very powerful reading. If you want deeper insight into this reading, you can go back and look at that 1 hour reading, but this is a shorter version that I've channeled in for the guides are speaking loudly, and yes, they are. So when you trust yourself, momentum follows. Remember that. You don't need more information, more signs, more effort. You need cleaner choices, clear expression, and grounded follow through. So, if this reading helped you feel more clear, more grounded, or more confident in your next step, that's the energy this channel is built on. You're welcome to subscribe if you want guidance that translates intuition into real life. As always, I'm eternally grateful for your presence. I love you unconditionally, and I will see you in my next reading.